Hi.
Hi. Probably wondering why we're sitting in the car with our jumpers on.
Yeah. Alone. The car's not moving.
We're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything.
Actually, can you see the Caravan as well? The Caravan's not even hooked up.
No.
What's going on?
So, being parents and having 2 kids, being in South Australia where the sun goes down late, we've put the kids to bed. It's 7 o'clock, or 7:30 actually. We normally put the kids to sleep at about 7 o'clock, so we try our best to get them to sleep because the sun is ridiculously up late.
We're not used to it
For
at
any
all.
normal part of Australia, it's just incredible how long it takes to go down. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock before it gets dark.
But then the added trouble that we've got tonight is there's a wind warning. So the wind's picking up. It's already like at 38 degrees, 38 kilometre gusts. And
Yeah.
so we were going to film outside and it was like,
What do we do? How do we do it? Let's go and sit in the car.
So here we are.
So this is why we're in the car. We're going to do a Q&A for you guys because it's been a hell of a long time. And we've had a lot of questions over a long period of time that we still haven't answered for you legends.
A lot of this is like a collection of ones that you've been asking us on Instagram over the last couple of times when we've said, what do you want to ask us sort of thing. So I've got like this list of just stuff going on. So they're not in any particular order either. I'm just going to start from the top.
Just going to start and
work
just
our way
smash through them.
It's a lot less structured than the last time we did this, which was, the patrol and then this and then that. So yeah.
Yeah.
First question though, babe.
Righto, let's hook in. What do we got?
Fuel economy.
I should have known that should have been the first question. My God. To all the patrol owners and all you new patrol owners and up-and-coming patrol owners, you'll either understand or you will get it by the time you've got one, that this is going to be your number one question asked.
All the time.
All day, every day. You drive a patrol, oh, what do you get fuel economy? Righto, I'm going to settle it right here, right now. Nearly 2 years on the road, I can safely say it's around the 24 to 27 litres per 100. That is a bit of a broad one because it comes down to so many different things. It comes down to wind, what terrain you're driving on, the size of your tyres, how big your van is. There's so many things that can change that number.
It used to be lower all the time with the stock tyres before we changed them.
Yeah, well,
way back when.
Tyres are a huge one. So if you're looking to put in 35 mud tyres on it, you're probably going to get pretty average bloody fuel economy.
Probably going to be sitting at the 30s, I reckon.
Yeah, you're going to be up there. So especially towing, if you're towing like a fair size good van around the 3.2 to 3.5 ton, it's a lot of weight.
I want to give you some stats though around fuel economy. If you watch our Instagram, you may have seen it already, but we did the Nullarbor not long ago, which was, right. I've just got it up on my phone. So 2,224 kilometres and our average litres per 100 worked out to be 22.63. So
not bloody
that's
bad.
Awesome. That's because we were just cruising at 100. We had a tailwind for half of it and then the other half was a headwind. So it was a pretty good average. So 22.63 on full bitumen highway roads.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? How do we service and maintain the patrol on the road?
Well, it can be tricky. Yeah. Because especially for us, spending like the last sort of year and a bit in WA, it's quite vast. It's quite long. There's a lot of kilometres before you get to certain towns.
You have to plan ahead.
You really got to plan ahead, yeah. If you're already travelling on the road, you'll know that most things are going to be planned ahead, especially with mail and things like that. If you've got a picture where you're going to be, roughly when you're going to be there, it's the exact same with servicing too.
Yeah.
Currently at the moment, it's probably the worst thing to be talking about is because I'm well overdue for my service. In saying that, there's been a couple of Nissans, but they've been very, very tiny, almost country town spec ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, but it's not even that. Like, we need to get a couple of different parts, which then they have to order in. So if we don't have the notice, they can't get it there. So we need a mainstream Nissan or a mainstream four-wheel drive guy, which now we're working on as we get closer to Adelaide. By the way,
definitely,
we're near Adelaide, even though you're still watching. I don't even know what you'll be watching when you watch this, but you're back in WA still, but we're actually in Adelaide. Yeah, so now that we're near people, we'll be able to plan it.
Yeah, well, it's I don't know. The one thing I've learned about being around cars, no matter what it is, if you want aftermarket parts, if you want good things done to cars, everybody seems to be around that Melbourne area and up around the East Coast. There's almost nothing on the West Coast.
It's limited.
Yeah, it's very limited. So it's been hard, but we've managed to make it work. Sometimes we've had to stay a little bit longer in locations just to get it done. Yeah, it is tricky, but it's very doable.
Yeah. What's next? Does Sean ever tow the van?
Have you?
I have towed it.
You've done it a couple times.
The very first time I towed it, low power mode. The very first time I towed it was at the Daintree. And when you go over the ferry, it goes like squiggly as anything and it's tight and there's like a cliff here and then a drop there. And I was like, that was the most stressful drive I've ever done. I don't ever want to do it again.
God, I wish we filmed that moment. I'd be like, put the content in here.
Yeah, but it was one of those days. I was like, no, I don't want to be filmed. I just want to concentrate on what I'm doing. And I chose the worst road to do it on. We actually came up to like a speed bump in the road. And I was like, because I didn't even see it because of the lighting at the time. It was just the worst drive ever. But
sort of started for a little while.
Yeah, I feel confident to tow the van. I understand how to do it. Fun fact, I've actually got my truck license, so I understand how to maneuver a large vehicle. So that's not the issue at all. But I usually sit here as passenger. I'm editing. I'm doing emails. Just
looking
general
kids,
work.
Kids,
yeah, doing kids. Like
you need that in between person too. And it's not to say that I can't do that, but I don't know, it just works better. I think the biggest thing is the editing.
Yeah.
Like if we got a really big drive that's going for like 2, 3, maybe 4, even longer, we're utilizing that time in the car to get some editing done.
I'm actually doing something with it.
Yeah, we got the laptop out. We're getting things done. So
the time I do drive quite regularly with the van is when you're droning.
Yeah, that's a fair point too. Yeah,
footage.
That's probably the most time you do driving.
And then sometimes if he wants to download those photos off the drone and start getting them ready, I'll continue to drive.
Yeah.
But I don't usually do 2-3 hour stints. It'll be like half hour here, an hour there, and
little bits here and there. Yeah, it's one of those things when you talk to people on the road constantly is, does your other half drive? Because it could be a worst case scenario where, I don't know, you might break a leg or something where you can't drive the car.
Yeah.
And I know some other partners would like dread getting in that driver's seat and driving with the Caravan on the back. We've met plenty of them that just they don't even go anywhere near it. It's like no, not a chance at all.
Yeah.
So if something did happen, it's kind of nice to know that they have some sort of experience or some little experience to know that they've got just enough confidence to maybe get you out of the shit. You know what I mean? It's nice to know and it's good to have.
It's one of those things though, even like most blokes out there, do you know how your missus packs the Caravan? Especially if it's an off-road one. Do you know where everything goes inside so that nothing breaks? Probably not. So it's not a bad thing to do. Break the bias, swap roles, teach each other what you do.
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
If anything ever goes wrong, you know you're safe in a sense. Like if I had to, if something happened to you right now and we were totally alone, I could hook the Caravan up and do it safely, know that we're secure. He could be passed out in the back seat and I know that we would get there okay. Like I trust myself to do that. I just choose not to.
When you actually think about it, like it's just us. There's two of us. If one goes down,
the other one needs to know.
The other one needs to know a little bit more about the other person. Like you're saying, inside of a Caravan's a perfect example. I don't know where half the stuff goes. I could pack it if I had to, but if it was packed properly, probably not. I don't know.
Yeah.
So vice versa coming out. Like she knows the basics of hooking up and doing a few bits and pieces and where things go. But at the end of the day, you could still do that. So I think that's, it's a good one to, if you're thinking about it, do it. Get the missus in there. Just give her a half hour here, 15 minutes there, whatever.
Yeah.
Just something, because it's all about experiencing it. And if you haven't experienced it, you don't know.
One day.
Exactly. It could be the best thing you've ever done.
Okay. Next we've got Nighthawk review. How much was it, etc. That's literally what it says. So the Nighthawk is our Telstra internet. So Telstra Nighthawk is what we've had from the very get-go. It is basically like a wireless modem. It plugs into 12 volt or you can run it on its battery charge. I think you get about 5 hours on battery. It's a Telstra product. Well, technically it's a Netgear product. If you want to get a Netgear, then you can use anyone, but our one's a Telstra one. So we have a plan at the moment, which is 200 gigabytes per month, but it's been like boosted to 400 gigabytes. I don't know why they're doing it, but they are, so I'm not complaining. And we also have the repayment on the actual handset, because you've still got to, like, not the handset, like the modem itself, you've got to pay it out. So that's $13.65 a month, I think it is. If that's wrong, I'll put it down the bottom. And then our plan payment, I'm pretty sure off the top of my might be $69 thereabouts. So we're paying like probably $80-$90 per month for our internet, but that's also connected now to an external antenna. So prior to the antenna being on, it was pretty rare that we didn't have service. It would still pick up more than our phones, but now that we have the antenna as well, it picks up way more than the phones. It's really amazing. Good. I'd upgrade to the next Nighthawk happily and trust that.
Oh yeah, totally. But I like the fact that you can get an external antenna and it's got the ports already in it.
You just
ready to go. In. So I didn't even know that we had them until we installed our external one. So
if you want to see a video about that as well, I'll pop it up the top here so you'll be able to see the link. It'll also be in the description below so you can watch about that one.
Yeah, go check it out. It might be something for you guys.
How do you receive your mail?
We get I got like 2 or 3 messages just the other day. Like it's like the same message almost, like simultaneously. But it is a big question. What I responded to someone the other day was, I used to ask this question all the time. It's like, it's just one of those everyday things you do at home that you just take happens. For granted, and it is what it is. And then you get on the road and it's like, how do I just get mail? How do I get something sent out to me? Like it's the simplest thing, but it's like, how? Why?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing we do is we're coming back to the planning thing. You got to plan ahead. So you got to try and find the best post office in the general area that you're heading to. Depending on what it is, it can take maybe a week. Some can take 3 or 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it may be.
International, Australian.
So that can complicate things again too. But in saying that, again, it's just really regimenting your planning.
So pretty much like we've got an account with Australia Post. And I've got all my ID registered with them and stuff so that I could set up what's called Parcel Collect. So Parcel Collect, they give you a dedicated number that's your number. So you write first name, your Parcel Collect number, and then the address for the post office. And you can have anything sent there that you like, and they will hold it for 30 days for you. That's pretty much what we do for everything we pick up. So as long as we know we're going to be there within 30 days, all's good.
It's a good little buffer, because if you thought you planned way too far ahead, 30 days is a fairly long time when you think about it. When you're on the road anyway, you can travel quite quick.
There's also parcel lockers. I've never done it, but it means you can pick up your parcels any time of day and not go in the post shop. I've never done it. I don't need to.
Yeah, I've never used it.
And there was something else. Oh, you can send things to post offices as well, like care of Australia Post such and such store, but then your name underneath it. And in most cases, they'll keep it for you, but they may not, and they might return it to sender. So Parcel Collect, I think, is the best way to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
There was another address question off memory. What address do you use for your license, rego, insurance, etc.?
This is another one we've been getting hit a lot with lately. Well, you're more over this sort of stuff.
Hey, over here. So pretty much when we sold our place, we had no address of our own. So my mum said, "I'll just use mine." So our licenses both go to mum. Rego goes to mum, banking goes to mum, everything goes to her home address where there needs to be a home address. If you can use a PO box, we also have a PO box at home. And again, mum has a key and she just checks that until she sends me photos of all the mail and what we've received, and then I can deal with it like that. But anything where I've been able to make it online, so statements can be online,
there's a lot of things
credit card
online,
statements. Online,
which makes life a lot easier.
Superannuation online, insurance online, like anything like that is coming to our emails. But the few things that still have to come through by mail, we have a PO box and use mum's address. And
the great scheme of things is not much, but it's still handy to have, because you do have the odd things that come through and it's like, gotta have a bloody home address and this, that, and everything else. So
I think the most confusing thing, in all honesty, is when someone says, "Can I have your postcode?" You're like, do I tell you the caravan park, or do you want to know where I lived 2 years ago? Do you want the PO box?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you just want to use your own? Like, what do we do?
And shout out to your mum for being the middleman. Jesus.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have half the stuff.
Yeah. What's next? How do you find your caravan since owning it and using it for what it's made for? So I'm guessing someone means that in an off-road sense.
Well, I think our videos and our experience speaks for itself. I don't know. Looking back now, it was originally a Chinese build. It was a cheaper van. If I was to go back now and think about what we knew now, like I almost would have said no way in hell, just based on those three things. But in saying that, we were very green, very new at the time, didn't know diddly squat about caravanning or what to look for, or anything.
We've learnt so many lessons the hard
tons.
way. So many.
But based on what we've done, what we've experienced, everything we've like been through with this van, we've been to the Cape, we've been across the Gib, we've been down the West Coast, we've been on beaches, you name it, we've done it. We've pushed its boundaries quite a few times.
I reckon, well, the Ranger we had done, I think, about 10 or 15,000 Ks before we sold it. And then this one, I think, is at 45?
Yeah, it's getting close to 50, yeah.
So what's that? 45, 55. So 60 odd thousand Ks that Caravan's gone, and a lot of that is like punishing roads. So
yeah, they're not just your average dirt roads. There's a lot of big punishing roads on there. But
I've got to say, like, going forward though, would we have another trail? Yes.
100%.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely. I'll just go back over the Chinese bit too. They were Chinese made when we were with them, when we first got with them, which is nearly 2 years ago now. They have gone so far.
Leaps and bounds.
Oh, they've completely revamped everything they do now. The vans they got now, incredible.
Even just down to things like the hinges that we have, they've now got piano hinges.
Yeah.
They've improved their fixtures, their fittings, the framework, everything about them is now done in Melbourne, and the fit out is done, I think, in Brisbane. So they're completely Australian now.
It's all Australian built and owned now, which is
they've redone their
better.
Website. Like, they've changed their what do you call it? Not showground. Their
like yard.
Yeah, their yard. Like, they've got a bigger, better yard. Like, they're growing. They're doing a really good job, and then they're going, like, everything's improving as they grow.
But they're putting the money back into the caravans. I don't want to rabble on about it forever, but like from where we started to where we are now, like even with the cheaper build that we had, for those who don't know, this wasn't a van that we built personally. It was something that was on the showroom floor at the time because COVID kicked in when we sold the house and we're moving into a caravan. For those that don't know and new subscribers, that was pretty much just us in a nutshell. So
if you want to watch more of that too, watch our earlier episodes.
Yeah, go right back to the beginning. It'll explain everything. But so basically we had a cheaper van, someone else's van, and we just made it our own. We've changed so many different things to make it our personal van. But in saying that, like, it's performed outstanding.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it. It's our home.
Well, geez, like, I don't even know how it's still in one piece, to be honest. Like, we've dragged you some bloody places.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean? Like, the van's amazing, but just because of where we've taken it.
No. Yeah. No, literally just based on what we've done with the van, I'd totally go one again. Just because you can punish it.
They're cool.
Absolutely punish it. Yeah.
All right. So next question. Is the van and car paid off, or are we paying it off? So pretty much we had a plan to go. We didn't plan for years and years and years, but the second we knew we were going, we started saving, and we'd already been saving anyway for Thailand and different things along the way.
Yeah.
We didn't really have much debt behind us anyway, apart from obviously the house. So yeah, we sold the house and bought a caravan, and off we went. And then we got to Cairns, and at Cairns we upgraded the Ranger to the Patrol. So the Ranger and the funds from that went towards the Patrol, and again used some savings to go towards the Patrol, and debt free. So it makes living on the road a lot more affordable if you can have no bills.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's in the beginning, in the first 12 months before anything sort of kicked off for us, Anaconda and all those sort of things, like we were starting to get to the end of our sort of budget that we had and the money.
Our 12-month budget. Because
we weren't sure whether we're going to continue or whether we're going to come back home. Do we want to come back with money? All those sort of things. But to continue without work and try and, make it stretch, it'd be so hard if you had debts and loans and bills and all that sort of jazz going on, because it can eat up pretty quick.
Yeah.
As most people know, being back home, and that if you got a loan or something like that, or a credit card or something, that they're on to you, and if you can't repay that, they're going to be chasing you. So it's a less worry to have any of that there.
The less debt you have, the easier it's going to be.
Clean slate, yeah, you don't have to drama.
If you do have a house and you're going to keep it and rent it out, it becomes an income, or at least it's going to pay itself off. So it's less debt again for you, you know. So regardless of whether you sell everything like we did or if you keep your house and that, it's just try and have as little debt as possible. Yeah. If you can help it.
Yeah. Oh, by all means. Like, you can still work around the country, still earn some good coin. If you still got bills and things, that's fine. Like, as long as you can make it work, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But it does make it 10 times easier just to have a clean slate, no debt, no bills.
Yeah. The next one, it's random. During COVID, have people been unhappy with us potentially spreading the disease? I don't think so, because we've avoided COVID. What's the word?
We haven't really
COVID hotspots. We've avoided them.
Yeah.
We haven't been around it.
Touch wood. Like, I'm so grateful for having the experience that we've had and do what we've done.
During COVID.
Yeah. We were very lucky to get through Queensland, NT, and then obviously getting to WA was the goal at the time. Yeah. And a big reason why we spent so much time there. But my God, even coming out the other side and in SA,
we just timed everything really well.
Just could not have planned it any better.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've ever been in a hot spot or anywhere of concern for people to even, I don't know, think that way.
But we've missed it by like a day or two on occasion. We've been quite
a couple of close ones, yeah.
And then there was that false hotspot once in Brisbane. We went back and did Christmas the first Christmas.
That was probably the closest thing we've had.
And we were separated from the Caravan in Northern Territory, and we were in Queensland, and that was actually really stressful.
Man. That was horrible.
Yeah.
That's why after that moment we said we're never flying again. We're never separating. We're never
like from the van and the car.
Yeah, from the van and the car. Even like I think Jada's flown back a couple of times way back in the beginning.
Yeah.
And even we just knocked that on the head because what if
she can't get back into WA?
Oh, man, like no way.
They were that strict.
Just better not to do it.
Yep. So next question. What are your water bottles?
Something I prepared earlier. Ta-da! It's a Yeti. So they're the biggest ones they do, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, there's definitely bigger.
There is bigger ones.
What literage are they? Liter. 2 litre.
1 litre.
1 litre. It's been a long time since I've
It's 1,000 and something mils, but it's a litre basically.
1,055 to be absolutely precise.
Well, it's got it on the bottom of the bottle, by the way. That's why.
But yeah, it's one of the bigger ones. The big reason why we went the slightly bigger one was out and about, hiking, long drives, just having that extra capacity of water goes a long way. And we do smash through these.
Yeah.
If we fill these up to go for a drive somewhere, they're normally empty by the end of the drive, or by the end of the day at least. Yeah. So if you can go through one of those a day, you're doing fairly well.
Jada's got one as well, which is the next size down. I think hers is like 750 mils or something. So she goes through hers even more than we do. Like, I don't know where she puts her food and water. I really don't know where it goes. And then Jack's got an even smaller version with like a sipper top on it as well.
Yeah, a little pop top thing.
But they're so insulated.
Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. We absolutely love our Yeti stuff. When it comes to drink bottles and that, we've always been Yeti.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything else comes close to it. They're just second to none. We do use other brands for different things like cups, and we're actually using some other cups right now. So these are like our little wine cups. So we don't carry any glass.
Cheers.
We don't use any wine glasses or anything glass. Don't ever go glass if you're doing caravanning. So this is the next best thing, is something like this.
Yeah.
But Yeti for the win, totally. Just a hot tip too, if you go to patrol, these big bad boys fit in your door. I've been asked that a couple of times too. So do they fit? Absolutely. 100%.
All right. What water filter do we use, and do we drink water from our tanks?
The second half, absolutely, we drink out of our tanks.
Always.
All the time.
Always.
If you're not drinking out of your tanks, I don't know how you're getting by.
Yeah, like why carry extra liters and liters and liters of water when you've got water?
It doesn't make sense. I don't understand that sort of things. I've known there's a few people that do that. Each their own. Nothing personal, not attacking anyone, but just for us, like we've always drunk out of our tanks. It's never been an issue. That's your water source. That's where you get it from.
Yeah.
I do understand you go to different places, you get different types of water and things like that, but
that's what your filter's for.
That's exactly right. That's where the filter comes into. So we've been through a few different filters not because we are trying to, I don't know, mix it up and try everything that's out there.
Sometimes it's all that's available.
Yeah, it was literally what I was about to say. Like it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
You could be as remote as Kununurra somewhere and you're miles and miles and miles from anything.
And
in
the
a small
camp shop
town.
has none left except for that one.
Yeah. You're going to get that one, aren't you? Like that's all there is. So if we had to pick one, I haven't had one for a while, but I do like the best, BEST, like B.E.S.T. Water filters. They go all right. We had them right in the beginning, but I found it a bit hard to try and find them around.
They're more of an East Coast thing.
Yeah, I must admit. What else?
Go online. We've also had Thirsty Nomad.
That's another one. That's a newish one that's been out not that long.
Yeah. Just trying to think what else.
I've got one on there now. I can't think of it, but they are everywhere.
Yeah, just your standard.
I'm gonna have to put a photo in for you.
Yeah, we'll put a photo in.
I'll put a photo in for you somewhere, but yeah. That one that I put the photo up for they're almost everywhere I've been.
Yeah, but they're all made to do the same thing. So
they're going
to filter your water. Yeah. How long they last varies. Best lasts a long time because you can reverse it and clean it out. But,
if you've got a reversible one, I find they are the best. You definitely get a lot more life out of them. They're the best water filter.
All right. Yeah. How do we choose where we're going to hang on. How do we choose where we're going and find out what's there to see and do? Okay. So, well, that's kind of, I think, maybe a little bit more me. Chris will hear about things on socials or get told about things on socials and he'll tell me, and I've got a note on my phone that's like, I don't even know how long. It is so very long, and it's all these things that we've collected over time. And then when we go and turn up at a town, here's some I prepared earlier. I actually go through and I get these magazines still because, I don't know, I just like to keep up with, I don't know, what the town's telling you is going on as well and what's current at the time. So I have a read through these and see if there's anything I missed. I also like having the paper maps. So to actually physically look at a map and figure out exactly where you are and where you're going and stuff.
Cool, it's old school.
Yeah, it probably is, but I like that. One
thing I like and I know is, I don't know, it's the new way is like there's apps and there's things online and stuff like that, but you can't beat a book.
No. Sometimes there's no internet.
It is literally, that too, but it's a book jam-packed full of that area. That's it. Like they got everything possible in that one book. Whereas online, you're seeing one website that says this, the other website says that, or this is different and that's not this. And
I've got to say one thing,
it's all over the shop.
You can't totally rely on them because there's certain brands that haven't paid to be in that magazine. And you don't know about them unless you Google or unless you hear word of mouth or get told by a local. So yeah, don't totally rely on them, but I like them because that's a good starting point. If you're a new tourist to an area, that's going to tell you most of the stuff. The other thing as well is on your phone, Wikicamps. So we use Wikicamps for water, information centres, dump points, caravan parks,
that's probably
campsites.
That'll be our number one hot tip.
Yeah, Wikicamps.
First thing you do before you leave, download Wikicamps.
Get the offline maps.
Yeah, it has everything, and I mean everything. If you can't find something in Wikicamps, you're doing something seriously wrong.
Yeah, there always
is so
something.
Much. Yeah.
And the fact that they've got prices by real people, reviews by real people, photos by real people.
It's consistently being updated. There's people, staying and going.
Accurate.
And it is really good. It's the best app.
So I reckon that's our two starting points. It's usually the magazines, Wikicamps, and then I'll usually do a bit of a Google, like things to do in, for example, where we are, Eyre Peninsula, and then just go through and open some of those websites, start reading some of those bits and pieces and just find some names. Plus we've got our list, which comes from other people and things we've been told
huge shout out
the
to you guys on the socials because I tell you what, if it wasn't for you guys, we'd miss quite a fair bit of hidden gems because there is a lot out there, and it's not until you get that little local knowledge or that little hot tip, and it does go a long way. So thank you very much for that too.
Appreciate it. What's next? Scary moments or times we have felt unsafe. What precautions do we take?
I think it was that one time at Halls Creek, wasn't it?
Yeah, the beginning of the Tanami Road.
Yeah.
That's like the only time.
That's pretty much it. I think we were just talking about this just the other day to someone.
That's the only time. Just once in one camp.
Well, it was just, if you know the Cunnanar or Kimberley area, you've got Halls Creek and Fitzroy's Crossing. If anybody that knows those two places knows what they can be like. And there can be things that happen around there that probably don't happen all over the place. So already you're sort of on edge around those areas, and to stay anywhere near there or just down the road from there, you've already got that in the back of your head. So that was basically, in a nutshell, where we were at.
We also passed through during wet season. So you know how people say about, camping in numbers or, staying with other people. We were alone, and it was out of tourist season, and we were at a free camp on the side of the road between town on the Tanami. Yeah, it was just a little bit stressful.
Yeah, because it's more because you're overthinking stuff.
Yeah, you do it to yourself.
At the end of the day, it was fine.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was like a really cool site.
It was actually pretty cool, yeah, considering where it was. But, for the experience, probably wasn't as great. But in all hindsight, it was fine. There was no dramas at all.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that was literally nearly in 2 years the only sort of average, half-assed, sort of scary moment, I guess, that we've ever had.
We'd heard lots of bad reviews at the time of like other places up in the Kimberley and that. And when we very first arrived in Kununurra, obviously I've seen my fair share of things over years going to Dad's. And I remember being in the Caravan park and it was nearly empty. And there was one night that someone had their car keys stolen, but from one of the permanents. And it was just the car keys. And the next night they came back and they took the car and they destroyed the gate. And I think that's the closest we've ever been to anything that was bad,
remotely scary,
that's
horrible.
And it still wasn't scary. If anything, you just think of the kids. You're like, are the kids okay?
Just making sure everyone's okay.
Yeah, you just shut your windows, make sure you lock your doors. You are inside your van and you are safe. Don't let anyone get out of your van. Just stay in your van, see it through, and it's done. If anything ever did happen,
just a quick one too. If we are in a free camp and it's quite hot and we don't have aircon or things like that, and you want to open some windows. A big thing for us when we're going to sleep, we like to shut our big windows. So if you see in the Caravan, we've got two big windows at the very front where our bed is. Logic behind that is because it's such a big, large cavity. If you were to, say, pop or break or do something,
there's a whole body.
You could easily get in that window, whereas the other ones are quite high, they're quite small. They're harder to get into.
You're going to know something's happening.
And you're going to be startled and hear a lot of commotion if someone's going to try and crack into that. So that's just another little tip that we take. We always shut the big ones and leave a couple of the other ones open just for a bit of airflow and things like that.
I think the other thing it said in there was security measures, so things that we do to keep everything secure. You've got your hitch lock.
Yeah.
We've got a hitch lock. Yeah.
We got a hitch lock. Well, sometimes if the bikes are off as well, we put the chains around, we chain it to the Caravan. But in hindsight, it's not really a lot because...
It's really not that bad.
You could go over the top if you wanted to, but in saying that, if you got the right amount of deterrent, they're not going to try anyway.
No.
I like to go around sometimes too in a free camp area. I like to go and make sure at least every hatch is shut or one of the locks is locked, just because instead of clicking and going, whoa, I can open this up and get in, if it's a deterrent they can't get in, they're probably not going to get in unless they really want to get in. Yeah. So that's another thing I'll do on free camps, and when we're by ourselves, I'll make sure that everything's locked up. So if there ever was anyone to even try, there is no way they can get into it.
We're about halfway through our questions. Should we do one more? What way are we heading and what's our plan? And are we coming to Vic, to be more specific?
At this point in time, we are heading east.
Yep.
We're currently at Coffin Bay in South Australia. We are probably spending another month or two, maybe 3, checking out around the Eyre and the York Peninsula. And then we're probably going to beeline straight back to Brisbane, because we got a few commitments back there with, I think we got 3 weddings in about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Not only is it the weddings, it's a great opportunity to finally take the car and caravan back, catch up with family and friends, and really just spend some quality time catching up with the people who matter, because we have not seen anyone properly in nearly 2 years, which is a long time.
We went home in such a rush when we did go for Christmas with all the COVID issues. It was like, we've got to get back to the caravan, and we all left.
It was a very, very rushed visit.
Yeah.
We were meant to be back in Brisbane, not last Christmas, not the Christmas gone, but the Christmas before.
Yeah, for 4 weeks.
Yeah, for 4 weeks, and it got cut short to 2 weeks. So we just caught up with like very close family, and then before you know it was like bloody COVID hit again. So we had to get hightail out of there. And that was the last we've seen of everybody. So it's getting exciting now, getting closer and closer, because this is the closest we've been for a long time. So I'd say, Brisbane, hang out there, whether it's 3 to 6 months, I don't know. And then I feel at the moment we're going to head south. We're going to do all New South Wales, down that east coast, down around through Melbourne, maybe even Tasmania in there somewhere, and then back out through Vic. And then God knows that's too far ahead for us.
And then we've got a list of things we missed.
Yeah. Then we go on to stuff that we didn't do the last 2 years.
So yes, we're coming to Victoria. It's just going to be a little while.
Yeah, to answer that, we're coming. There's a lot in Victoria that I want to go and see, and a lot of people we want to see. So definitely coming to Vic. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Might be until next year or the year after, but we'll see how we go.
All right. Well, we might cut this here. Yeah, we'll tune in for the other half. We've only gone through half the questions. We've got another half to go, so there'll be a part 2. Probably keep your eyes out for that next week, I'd say, on Tuesday. Yeah,
we might smash out a couple of double episodes.
Yeah.
Might throw these up on a Tuesday and let you guys enjoy it midweek. And again, even though we're doing Q&As, if you got any questions that we haven't answered,
chuck them down the
bottom. Throw them in the
bottom.
comments below. Seriously, I love doing this sort of stuff, because you can just sort of let go, unwind, and just really blurt stuff out. If you guys are enjoying it, thank you so much for watching, and I'm hoping that we can answer a heap of your questions. And look forward to the next Q&A.
And if you haven't, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and chuck your questions in the comments below.
Click the bell. Click the bell.
Yeah, the bell. Oh, that's what it is. It's not even about comments. It's subscribe to the channel, like this video, and click the bell for all our notifications.
There you go.
I haven't said that in so long.
Oh, God, I was just going to say, that's a being a bloody
We used to do that so much in the beginning, and now I don't even say it anymore.
No, we should probably say it a bit more.
We probably should.
So go over and do all that, guys. We'll catch you again next week. Thanks for watching. See ya.
I reckon that'd be a good little episode. Oh. I didn't turn it off.